I know Ms. Davis and Dr. Perry, I know you all also, I know Dr. Creel was mentioning about superintendent evaluation. I know you all have begun to move down that path. Anything that you all want to add to or share about your experience there?
We did purchase the evaluation module for eBOARD, and I am excited about that because the board self-assessment, is part of that. But my evaluation is coming up shortly, and we wanted to utilize some of the features of that. So we took the current evaluation instrument used for me and put it inside the template, use the template to put those items into. And so within a short period of time, we have that online now for board members. So I'm excited, although we just got our training and we're just starting to explore the uses of that. I can see it as being very beneficial. And I wanted to say also, going back to the review, if you're considering going through that process, I just want to highly recommend it because you get a very detailed booklet, very detailed booklet of information on how you can exceed what you're currently doing in terms of utilizing all of the features of eBOARD. And this is wonderful information that you can work on, and you can't do it all at one time. It does take time, but you get some great feedback on how you're using eBOARD and ways that you can improve the implementation of the modules.
Yeah.
So we tallied the things that we've changed as a result of our feedback.
Data driven, right?
21. We've
21
changed 21 things about our eBOARD site as a result of this feedback. And I think the most interesting part of it really was, I run the risk sitting by my boss, but it was a hard assessment. There are areas that we are not average yet, and that's frustrating. And so it was hard to hear. But what was most interesting was that now the principals saw that technically the board and eBOARD, which they see not as much as their work yet, but now that work, that central office work, also got assessed. Because we're often assessing the school work, but not often as publicly assessing the central office work. And so that idea of really being public about that and now saying, well, look at all the things we worked on as a result of that has been very helpful to kind of be more equitable in terms of how we are assessed and what we do with that data.
Well, I will tell you, I'm going to, at risk of giving Dr. Van Soelen a hard time in goodwill, is, as you see, he is pretty technology savvy. He's got right there his iPhone, his iPad, and his computer. And there may have been 21 things to change, but he probably gave us 36 suggestions on how we can further enhance the software, because he is probably one of our number one guys. And I say that as that's what is so exciting, that it's folks like you, these districts, the others that give just great, Dr. Moore gave some input and feedback from a school level, and this is your software. And our job is to make it fit your needs, not our needs. And it's a real collaborative effort. I'm even going to go at risk. One of the things that we have always strived for is to make it as easy as possible, and particularly thinking about the board, when you know that you have all different types of people serving on the board. And so making it as easy as possible. Just this last week, we rolled out the new iPad app for it, and I'm taking a risk here because I saw that Dr. Van Soelen had his up and had the iPad app open. And so we are trying to make it easier, but we need your feedback and input, and we're trying to do more of sharing experiences because it has gone beyond the board. You've maybe seen some of these superheroes. We've said, to the board and beyond, that eBOARD is really about governance and school leadership and how can it help.